Let's talk about what happened when I took a GABA supplement every single day for an entire year. Let me share my results, how my nervous system and brain chemistry changed, and if I recommend this to other people. So for a bit of context, I've always had a pretty sensitive stress response. Even small things like a busy day or loud noises could leave me feeling wired and mentally exhausted. A few years ago, this led to me crashing with chronic fatigue syndrome, headaches, and all kinds of other symptoms, which is why I got into active relaxation and supplementation. As I researched and built my supplement stack, I came across GABA. GABA is your brain's main calming neurotransmitter, and you can think of it like the brake pedal of your nervous system. It slows down overactive nerve signals and helps your body switch from go, go, go into rest and repair mode. It sounded like exactly what I needed, so I decided to test it out on myself. At first, I used a regular GABA supplement, which honestly didn't do much, and it made me wonder if all those people were right who said that GABA can't cross the blood-brain barrier as a supplement, so it's useless. But then I tried fermented GABA, and it's made by naturally fermenting it with certain bacteria, and it seems to work better for some people. There's actually research showing that fermented GABA may be absorbed more efficiently and might also work indirectly through the gut-brain axis. Either way, the difference was night and day for me, but more on that later. I started with a pretty standard dosing schedule, albeit a higher initial dose, 600 milligrams per day split into 3 doses. So it looked like this: 200 milligrams in the morning, 200 milligrams around midday, and 200 milligrams in the evening, usually about an hour before bed. I chose split dosing because GABA has a fairly short half-life, and I wanted a steady calming effect throughout the day, not just one single big peak. Okay, let me now talk results. In the very beginning, so the first few days, I felt a mild but noticeable calming effect. It wasn't dramatic or life-changing, but it was definitely there. My shoulders felt less tense, my breathing slowed a bit, and I was just a little more relaxed. It didn't make me foggy, which I liked. It just took the edge off my nervous system. So even though the effect was small, it was enough to make me want to keep going. After about 2 to 3 weeks, I noticed that my other calming nutrients started working better too. So magnesium and lithium seemed more effective when I combined them with GABA. It's like GABA was giving them a supportive base to work from. I'm not saying they didn't work by themselves, but combined with GABA, they just seemed to take better. So that's what GABA seemed to do for me in those first few weeks. Around month 2 or 3, I started noticing deeper effects. So my mood felt more even, I wasn't as reactive to stress, and little things that would normally throw me off, like running late or having too much work to do, didn't hit me as hard anymore. I wouldn't say I felt calm all the time, but I definitely had a wider buffer before I tipped into that wired anxious state. Again, it wasn't a sudden dramatic change, more like a slow background shift. That being said, I have to say this effect seemed to plateau after about month 3, and I didn't keep getting calmer. It just stayed steady from that point on. That's why by month 4 or 5, I decided to lower my dose. I went from 600 milligrams per day to about 400 milligrams, usually 200 milligrams in the late morning and 200 milligrams at night. Some days I only take 200 total, especially if I'm already feeling pretty relaxed. I also experimented with stopping it completely a few times, but I just felt better taking it. So I went back to the lower dose, and that seems to be my sweet spot for now. It's still a fairly high dose compared to what many other people are taking, but it works for me, and I tolerate it very well with no side effects. So what's my overall verdict after a full year on GABA? For me, it definitely has a small but real calming effect, but only in the fermented form. It's not like taking a sedative or anti-anxiety medication, and it won't knock you out or make you emotionally numb, but it gently turns down that constant mental tension that so many of us carry around. The most interesting thing though is how it seems to support all my other calming supplements. Like I said before, magnesium works better, lithium works better, and even more advanced supplements like phosphatidylserine seem to have a stronger effect when I take them alongside GABA. So I see it less as a standalone miracle and more like a base layer that helps other calming tools work better. Would I call it a must-have? Probably not. You can definitely calm your nervous system without it, but I would call it a must-try because for some people, it can definitely improve the rest of their supplement stack. Also, if you want to know what else I did to recover from chronic fatigue, make sure to check out the description for related videos and my programs. They will help you if you're looking for step-by-step systems on topics like diet planning, even more detailed supplement tutorials, and how to avoid the most common mistakes that I see beginners make all the time. For more info, just open the description. It will all be listed there.